Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court case that was earlier scheduled for October 10th has just been brought forward. Yes, has been abridged, has been brought forward now to 26th of this September. You heard me, 26th of this September, which is Friday, the next few days. His case has been brought forward by the High Court in Abuja. Listen to this. See it on your screen. Clearly, this is statement of court, as authentic as possible. Statement from the court. Look at it. For hearing and determination of pending application and ruling in the Federal High Court of Nigeria, hearing notice. Then you see suit number FHC/ABJ/CS/383 2015. That is when the case was initiated. Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his lawyer also Kanu Agabi and Associates. Then the notice reads, this cause will be transferred from the general cause list to the hearing paper for ruling on 26th day of September 2025 by 9 a.m. o'clock in the forenoon, and will come on to be heard on that day if the business of the day, if the business of the court permits, or otherwise on some adjournment day of which you will receive no further notice. If either party desires to postpone the hearing, he must apply to the court as soon as possible for that purpose. And if the application is based on any matter of fact, he must be prepared to give proof of those facts. The parties are warned that at the hearing they are required to bring forward all the evidence by witnesses or by documents which each of them desires to rely on in support of his own and in contradiction of that of his opponents. The proof will be required at the hearing and not on the subsequent day, and parties failing to bring their evidence forward at the proper time may find themselves absolutely precluded from adducing it at all, or at best only allowed to do so on payment of substantial costs to the other side, and on such other terms as the court thinks fair to impose. Parties desirous to enforce the attendance of witnesses should apply at once to the court to issue one or more summons for the attendance of the witnesses required. It is indispensable that the application should be made so as to allow time for reasonable notice to the witnesses required. If the witness is required to bring books or papers, they must be particularized in the summons sufficiently to enable him to understand what is meant. Any party summoning a witness through the court thereby becomes liable to pay such witness reasonable sum of money to be fixed by the court for his expense and loss of time. The courts may refuse to enforce the attendance of a witness unless such sum has been fixed and deposited in the court. If either party desires to use in evidence that the hearing any book or document in the possession of power of the other party, he must give the other party reasonable notice in writing to produce it at the hearing. failing which he will not be allowed to give any secondary evidence of its contents. Dated at Abuja, this 22nd day of September 2025 by the order of court. Signed, Registrar. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. What is going on? Can somebody just pinch me and tell me I am not dreaming, please? Can somebody just pinch me and tell me I am not dreaming? Because I can't just believe what I just read, that Nnamdi Kanu's case is now going to be in the next few days, 26th of September, Friday, no more October 10th. What is going on? Listen to me very carefully. For a court to wake up and give 4 days notice for a court case that had up to 100-day notice in the first place is very, very absurd and alarming. I mean, many people will wake up to this with rude shock or see this message with a rude shock because it is kind of unbelievable. 4 days. 26th is just by the corner. And the Nigerian government, the Nigerian court decides to do this. First and foremost, I want to say that I do not trust the Nigerian government one bit. This whole gimmick is very, very scary. So I say clearly, I do not trust the Nigerian government one bit. What happens to all the people who were invited for this case, for this sitting? People who are coming from abroad, people who have booked flight ticket, international bodies, maybe people who are interested in this case, who are living abroad perhaps and decide to come for this case on the 10th of October and they have already planned their way, taking permissions from their offices. What happens to them? People who have their schedules already on ground, people who have planned movements, what happens to them? What happens to them? Also, why the sudden rush? Why the sudden rush? Because if you want to reschedule a case, definitely there has to be laid down plans. There has to be a time frame and the reasons given. Even if you don't give reasons, but there has to be a time frame. This looks rushed. This looks rushed. And it's scary because I just hope nothing is wrong with Nnamdi Kanu. I hope nothing is wrong with Nnamdi Kanu. Because just last week, there was a health scare for Nnamdi Kanu. People were afraid because of his health emergency that came up and the refusal of the court to grant him permission to go for medical checkup. And all of a sudden, you're coming here to say that you want to now do the case on the 26th. Is something wrong? Terribly wrong with Nnamdi Kanu's health? Also, it's very clear that the Nigerian government, of course, looks like a 419 government too. Nobody trusts the Nigerian government because I always say it on my channel that they are fond of shifting the goalposts in the middle of the game. When you are about to score a goal, they come and shift the goalposts. So all these gimmicks is about somebody who is a crafty, artful dodger. Somebody who mastered the art of deception. That before you close your eye, you can't see the person. Boom, boom, boom. They move. Nigerian government is a snake serpent. So anything they do, you have to be careful. Watch them. Watch them very carefully because they can easily slip from your eyes. All these moves they are making is the same thing. All these moves they are making is just high-level manipulation. So we have to be very smart watching you. 4 days notice. This one is setting up for failure. You are setting people up for failure because 4 days notice in a court case and you are still asking them to make sure they come with all the evidences, everything they need to end this case on that day or whatever. This is what they call setting somebody up. Set up. Also, Omotosho, what are you up to? What is Nigerian government up to? What is Nigerian judiciary up to? What is the Nigerian cabal up to? Because I'm aware that this is the handwork of Tinubu and Sons, Tinubu and Co. They sit down in a parlor, discuss these high-level, high-profile cases, and discuss how to execute it one by one. There is no way Omotosho will just come out and postpone this case to 26th without informing his paymasters, his bosses. So there is something going on. There's a high-power discussion meeting going on before this was done. What I'm about to say here is clear. Let everything that was discussed to be done lead to the release of Nnamdi Kanu. That's all. Because that man is whiter than white. When it comes to Nigerian government, Nigerian politics, and all the propaganda, all the things going on in Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu is clean. All these terrorists are not from Southeast. If you want terrorists in Nigeria, we have them. You just take motor, go to Katsina State, take Okada or take flight, go to Sokoto. You will see where they used to breed them. They used to manufacture terrorists every day. New ones coming out. Don't have problem. Nigeria is not looking for terrorists. We have them. But you go to Sokoto, go to Yobe, Borno, you will see them. If you are looking for people, terrorists, no problem. If Nnamdi Kanu, please, release this man. Let him go scot-free. On the 26th of September, on Friday, normally we'll be here to give you exclusive, as usual, all the hot, shocking court details that will happen on that day. And of course, we pray that it leads to victory. So stay tuned to the channel, because as you know, this, of course, you know the way we do it here, unfiltered, uncensored, and we give it to you straight hot to you wherever you are around the world. Make sure that you stay tuned every day, watching all our videos, and make sure that you endeavor to definitely still be here on that Friday on 26th of November 2025. I have been your host, Nnamdi. Thank you for watching my video. Till I see you next one. Peace.